Hello, my lovely Dovelies. Lovey Dove here. The following audio you're about to hear is a preview. You can listen to it here on YouTube, or you can go into the description and check out the full audio on Reddit. However, it is not safe for work, so if you're not above the age of 18 or of a legal age to consume adult media, then please stay here and enjoy this.
Lava Man's death at the hands of supervillain Ozil has been confirmed by the Department of Defense in a public statement earlier tonight. Colonel Baxter went on to state that despite the unsuccessful protection of the oil rig, and thanks to Lava Man's sacrifice, there were no casualties of severe...
Thanks for coming to see me. Take a seat. No, you're not in trouble. Well, depending on how you answer. I wanted to check in on you, see how you were fitting in here at Dove Corp. Oh, you're just the sweetest, you know that? Look, I wouldn't normally ask you to come see me just to check in. It's been a couple of months now with you working as my personal assistant, so I thought I'd make this a little more personal. I did originally plan for this to be over lunch, but free time is not a luxury I have at the moment. What with end of financials coming up and the Department of Energy snooping around here for the 5th time this month. Yeah, they came in on your lunch break. The cheeky cunts. After you gave them an earful last time, this time, they stuck around waiting till you left. Guess they knew it'd be easier if you weren't there protecting me, like you always do. They actually had a search warrant this time. Yeah, I had to let them into the labs. They still think we're using nuclear power in here. And they threatened to deport me. But the IRS won't do that, because we actually pay our taxes. Yeah. Oh, and they didn't drop the nuke business either. They asked for financial records too. I told them they can wait to get it off the IRS when we're done. They got really angry at that one. Especially when Francis gave them some legal babble. They left pretty quick after that. I know we don't have anything to hide. Just having federal agents stalking me, poking around, disturbing the technicians and other staff is getting me all nervous and jittery. And with tax season coming around, the accountants are all busy finalizing our yearly report. They know what they're doing, all because we dare to go against their political donors in the free market. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I went off on another rant there. That wasn't... One thing I did want to bring up. The feds have been talking to you behind my back, haven't they? I'm not accusing you of anything. Don't speak. Listen. I know you didn't accept anything. I know. And I know why they want you specifically to spy on me. You look a little nervous, boy. Don't worry. Your secret is safe with me, Thunderlord. How did I find out? Well, I've had you investigated. More than just a background check. Stop. Just listen. I understand you might be against being spied on, but I was doing it for your safety and my own interest. As my personal assistant, you have one of the best positions to sabotage me from, hurt me, leak big secrets to competitors. How long have I known? Well, I was suspicious before it, But remember that day I took you out to buy a new pair of shoes after your old pair got caught on the escalator? Mm-hmm. Yes. That was just a week after you started. Well, after the investigation into the escalator concluded, we found out what happened. Ah, yes. You already know. Your powers spiked, caused an electrical disturbance in the machine. You'd be surprised with what I'm capable of, darling. I've been keeping a close eye on you ever since, making sure people didn't find out about your secret identity. You remember your ex from college? Turns out he knew about you too. He was planning to blackmail you with releasing the information. He had evidence on you. Yes, had evidence. He drove up to your house the other week, looking to confront you in person. But I personally had a talk with him. I know he was a toxic person in the past, and, well, some people don't change. He's going to stay out of your life. I made sure of that. I want to keep protecting you. But I also know what the feds have been offering you. The same thing they offer the likes of Lava Man, Captain Quake, Night Owl, and the other national superheroes. I know the idea of being a full-time hero must be amazing, but working for the government is a one-way street. You're practically a secret agent at that point. Glamorous, dangerous, and, more importantly, stuck. I'm sure one day you want to settle down with someone. Maybe start a family. Have friends. You wouldn't be safe either. Remember what happened to Brightstar when her secret identity got out? It only took 2 nights before she was dead in her sleep. And the government's record for keeping secrets from getting out? I mean, remember Guantanamo Bay? WikiLeaks? Just in the past 20 years alone. I mean, it's hard to keep count. It's not a matter of if, it's when. When will you end up like Brightstar? Your secret identity? I won't even list it anywhere. So even if we have a data breach, you'll just be an employee. Nothing special. I want to give you a raise too. I want you to be a hero. But I want you to keep working for me. In different ways. No, I'm not asking you to star in ads for us. Do you remember hearing about what we did for Roxbury? We fought the state to redevelop that neighborhood. Bought up the land there, built affordable social housing, remade pavements, well-lit streets, actual, reliable public transport, remodeled schools, hospitals, and then we re-leased it all back to the original tenants for less than they paid before the redevelopments. We turned Roxbury into Boston's greatest neighborhood. And we didn't gentrify it like the feds would have. We didn't just demolish it for a massive strip mall and a 3,000 car parking lot. We didn't kick everyone out. We housed them. And instead of neglecting their streets, we gave them somewhere they can call home. And we did it without erasing what was there before. I know just how important culture is, even if it's rooted in pain and suffering. It reminds us of who we are, what has shaped us. Face it, sweetheart. The US government is corrupt to the core, rooted in evil and filled with the type of people who wish to satisfy the status quo. The same type that thinks making bike lanes are the work of the devil. You're a hero, not a figurehead for that disgusting government. Let me help you be you. And I really need help with what we're trying to do in Dorchester. It's part of our mission to rebuild Boston. And with the resounding success Roxbury's been, next door, Dorchester would be a huge step. What can you do? Well, you're Thunderlord. You can manipulate electricity. You can fly. You can shoot lasers out of your eyes. And you inspire people. You give people hope. Why am I doing this? I haven't been completely honest with you. It's a bit of a story. It goes back 6 months ago. Yes, 6 months ago. Before you joined this company. Remember your old job? Working at that coffee shop downtown? You thought I forgot about the first time we met? Oh, goodness. How could I? I knew that from our talk, the way you presented yourself, you were different. But not only that, when we talked, there was this life in your voice that I couldn't shake. No, don't speak. Not yet. I visited a few times, but you were fired not long after I met you. It took me a few days before I found you again. Turned out you were living paycheck to paycheck, and losing that job was not something you could afford. You probably don't know this, but I made sure you saw the job ad. At this point, I knew that I was in love with you. Before you, I never had an assistant, but having you be at my beck and call, needless to say, there were hundreds of applications, but yours was the only one that mattered. Remember the phone call I gave you when you got the job? I was watching you the whole time. Sat in a car, watching you holding the excitement. It was so adorable, and just that moment, I knew I was doing the right thing. What do I want? You! That's all I want. I want you. And I want you to be safe and happy. But you, I know you more than you know yourself. You don't love yourself enough. You don't take care of yourself, and you aren't safe. You can handle yourself. Look, I don't doubt that. You can shoot lasers out of your eyes, but you don't even know what's out there. I've been looking out for you. Not only did I give you a job that pays you really well, but I've been clearing up loose ends for you. Yeah, loose ends. Like your ex. But he wasn't the only one who figured out who you were. Your old boss at the cafe too. I had to get her off your case too. I don't know what you did to her, but she was out for you. Well, they aren't dead, but your old boss, your ex, I have some dirt on them that they really don't want out. I intimidated the two of them, made them delete, destroy all of that information, and if word ever got out about you, I promised to have them killed. I know I might sound evil, but I'm trying to help you. If people knew who you really were, well, I'm sure Ursel would get to you pretty quickly after that. I'm the only person in this world for you. Uh, I didn't even ask the question yet, darling. I mean, I love you too. I... I'm not sure... Look, I had this whole speech about my undying love for you, and I was preparing this whole thing for nearly a week now, and surely you didn't just decide right now that you love me, right? Oh, right. You've had a crush on me for some time, have you? Okay, but that doesn't explain how eager you were when you blurted that confession out. Are you into stalkers? Oh, is that why you were with your ex? Uh huh. Okay. Prove it. Yeah, you heard me. Come here and prove to me that you love me. Thanks for listening. Of course, like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. You should see some recommendations popping up now. Until next time, my lovely dovelies.